Hi everyone, my name is Janet, and I am the mother of two beautiful babies that I never got to meet. 2 years ago in April, I found out I was pregnant with my first child. My boyfriend Orlando and I were over the moon excited, but just a short week after we found out, I miscarried the baby. About a month later, we found out we were pregnant again with our second child. I, along with my doctor, were pretty surprised, but overjoyed. Unfortunately, this baby was also not meant to be, and in June, just 8 weeks after my first miscarriage, this baby too was miscarried. I was just stunned and devastated. My whole life, all I wanted was to be a mom. For me, I dealt with it all by shutting down, just going to work and coming home and going right to bed. I honestly don't remember if I ate dinner at night. I didn't watch TV, did not listen to music, didn't read a book, and I did not tell anyone. And I did this for months. If my family called, I pretended to be fine. When I spent time with Orlando, I tried to put on a good show, but in truth, my heart was shattered and my world was dark. About 6 months after our miscarriages, my boyfriend and I ended our relationship. In truth, he and I never dealt with our losses together. We didn't talk about it. I didn't know how to let him help me. It took me over a year to realize all I needed was for him to hold my hand and hug me. No magic words, just to hug me and hold my hand. But I was not able to express that, so I never received that. I started going to a support group in Plano for parents that have lost children. Slowly, I learned to share my story. I learned that in order to start to heal, I needed to be able to talk about what happened, how I felt, and how sad I was. And I learned that it's critical to keep telling my story to my family and to the close friends who wanted to help me. Just this past April, I attended A Mother's Love that A Memory Grows hosts. Spending that day, a day devoted to mothers who have lost a child or children and who will have a very tough Mother's Day, that was life-changing for me. I left that day knowing I found a place where I could feel safe, supported, and encouraged. I met with DeAndrea later and asked how I could volunteer. You see, shortly after I miscarried my babies, I told myself that my goal was to someday help other parents and be a source of support. Well, DeAndrea is a pretty amazing woman, and she gave me this moment now to share my story with you. And I am forever grateful for the work that A Memory Grows does. Since their loss, I have been blessed with 4 amazing dreams of my babies. 2 dreams are of my daughter. One was the day she was born. I can describe her birth in detail, and the moment her dad held her up and told me, "We have a girl." The other dream of my daughter is when she was the age she would be now. Hair in little pigtails on top of her head, a pink tank top, jean shorts, and pink Converse sneakers. She and I are at the zoo, along with her dad. The 3 of us spend the day at the zoo, and then afterwards, her dad took us to his family night dinner with his motorcycle club. I have had 2 amazing dreams of my son as well. The first one was when he was about the age he would be now. He and his dad are in the garage changing oil in the motorcycle, and my son is assisting. Oil streaks on his cheek, and they are wearing matching white tank tops, plaid checkered shorts, and white on white Nikes. The other dream is I walk out back and see my son and his dad outside, shorts to the ankles, facing the fence, and my son is learning how to go potty outside, the talent a dad teaches his boy. It's from these dreams I know with certainty that I have a daughter and I have a son. And knowing this has allowed me the blessing of naming them. Haven Christine is my baby girl, and Xavier Dario is my baby boy. And I cannot tell you how much the gift of those dreams has brought me some peace. People have asked me if with time, has it gotten easier, the grief and the sadness? The truth is, it has not gotten easier, but it's gotten more manageable. I have hope now. I have more better days now. I still have hard ones. Sometimes I know when those specific dates will be, and sometimes it sneaks up on me when I'm not prepared for it. I thought that after I made it through the first year, things would be easier because I'd have experienced all the firsts. What I didn't realize is the rest of my life will be filled with firsts. The first time they would walk, the first day of school, the first date, graduation, college, the list of firsts really is endless. I've learned to take it one moment at a time. I can't hold a baby, be near a baby, see one on TV, or walk through a children's section of a store. I smile less and I laugh less now, but I've learned to appreciate more and forgive often. I've learned that it really is the little things that matter. When I see a beautiful sunrise or sunset, I know with certainty it's my children coloring a picture for me. I stop and take a picture with my phone whenever I can, and I keep those drawings. When a red cardinal was outside my window one morning, I know it was my children right beside me to get me through a really tough day. Their dad was in a motorcycle accident a few months ago, and from what I understand, based on how he was hit by a car, he and his bike should have gone down. He said he somehow managed to keep it up and his injuries were minimal. But what I know is that my babies came alongside him and held that bike up to keep him as safe as they could. It has taken time, work, and many tears to be able to stand before you and share my story. Just this past week, I met with a pastor at my church. He himself has a story of grief that he shares. From that meeting, not only did I gain advice for sharing my story with you, I also gained a mentor that is going to partner with and challenge me to continue moving through my grief and my recovery. I'd never say to another grieving parent, I know what you're going through. I resented it when someone would say that to me. I understand the pain and I understand the darkness, but your grief is unique to you, just as mine is to me, and that's okay. Losing my babies has been the hardest, darkest, and loneliest experience of my life, but what I have learned is that even when I feel all alone, I'm not. And I want you to know that you are not either. We need to allow our family and close friends that want to help us, allow them to grieve with you, allow them to walk beside you, cry with you, and support you. And when the urge to be by yourself overwhelms your thoughts, be intentional with those moments. Surround yourself with people, even strangers, to pull yourself through it. I found myself sitting in Starbucks just so I'm not alone, or having lunch at a restaurant on a hard weekend day so that I'm around people. There is no right or wrong way to grieve. There is only your way. But please know you're never alone. I will gladly hold your hand and stand by your side if you need me. I learned how to allow people to do that for me as well. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to tell you about my son, Xavier Dario, and my daughter, Haven Christine, and our story. I am a mother. I just don't have my babies. Thank you.